Today we've got a quick review for you of the Topaz Labs Video AI 6 editing program. This is going to be a phenomenal program to denoise, stabilize, and of course, slow motion. You can basically use any footage, throw it in. It's a drag and drop, easy to use program, and the results are going to be fantastic. So we're going to go through, I'm going to show you my favorite things about this, some of the best features, and talk about a few of the things that I think could be improved. And I did buy this software myself as usual. And if you do appreciate that, hit that like and subscribe button, join the community, guys. It does go a long way and is very much appreciated. So let's dive in and talk a bit about this program. Why I didn't buy it sooner, I don't really know. It is a little bit on the pricier side at I think about $299 US, although it does go on sale from time to time. I picked it up for 200, which ended up being about 300 Canadian. So not super cheap, but again, it's a buy once and own forever type program. You can buy future updates, but you get a year of updates in that investment. Of course, if it was anything like Topaz Labs photo editing software like Photo AI, Gigapixel, and the Denoise software that they have, this thing was gonna be great. And I gotta say, it doesn't disappoint. You can basically throw any footage in here, drag and drop it in, and boom, it's done. And the coolest things, in my opinion, we're gonna get into in a second here, but just an overview, slow motion footage, fantastic. You can denoise and you can stabilize. So really quickly, you can do all three of those and really, really well, even to footage that, well, probably wouldn't be salvageable if it wasn't for this program, honestly. So let's talk about my favorite thing, and I think probably the coolest and the best part of this software. And that is the ability to get beautiful, buttery smooth, slow motion footage with basically any clip. If you're out and you see something awesome and you're shooting in 24 frames per second and you're like, darn, I wish this was in 60 or 120 frames per second, well, don't worry, you can throw it in and it does a fantastic job at giving you some beautiful slow motion footage. Now I've tried this with a bunch of different frame rates. Of course, you're gonna get the best results when you put the best footage in, but oftentimes there's a lot of instances where we just aren't able to get the perfect shot. So of course, we've got technology, we got AI on our side, and we can do things like have it adjust and add or remove frames or whatever it's doing in the background to make this footage look really good. So if you are maybe a newer videographer or if you're just getting into video, this is gonna be a great option, especially if you don't like fiddling with settings and changing it all the time depending on what you're shooting. Let's take a look at a few more examples of the slow motion stuff.
Here's a stress test that I did. This is straight out of camera, and then I really pushed this thing to its limit with a very fast moving subject, so there wasn't a lot of frames to begin with. Here we are at 2, 4, 8, and the maximum 16 times slow motion. This is definitely an extreme example, and I think it did a pretty good job. You can actually see almost individual frames, but they're being blended together. It looks really neat in my opinion. Here's something moving at a little bit more reasonable speed. Unsurprisingly, if your camera does suffer from rolling shutter, it is a bit hard for this program to kind of understand what's going on and adjust appropriately. So you might get the odd artifact, especially if you are using anything beyond about 4 times slow motion. Just something to note.
Next up, let's talk about the denoising features of this program. This is a fantastic feature because, well, we all know that light is the hardest thing to control. And if we're out there, especially in nature or outside, it's really hard to control that light, usually meaning that we have to pump up that ISO, introducing noise into our footage. Well, the good news is that you can drag and drop it in here, and this thing is going to denoise absolutely beautifully. Now that is, of course, again, depending on what you put in, you gotta keep your expectations in line. If you put really nice footage in that has some noise, well, it's gonna do a good job. But if you put in crazy high footage, well, it's not always perfect. And that's kind of to be expected. There are limitations with anything, any software, and this is no exception.
Here's a stress test at 64,000 ISO in the studio, so some decent light. As you can see before, quite noisy. And here it is after I threw it through their Artemis algorithm, which does denoise and bring back some detail if available. Overall, I think it did a pretty good job. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And here's another look right in the program here in real time. You can see the before and the after here. I'm using the NIC's dedicated denoising algorithm in this case because this was actually taken with a pocket camera, so a very small sensor. The footage obviously, again, very high ISO. And I think it does just a fantastic job here. A great job at getting some really usable footage with again, a lesser camera or a cheaper camera for sure. No, it's not perfect, and you can see some of the detail here. Definitely struggling, but a huge improvement over the original here. And it's really this simple to see the before and the after to make tweaks over here. And we'll dive in and give you a bit more of a kind of tutorial here in a second. But as far as the denoise, this is what you can expect.
Thirdly, a really great tool that this program has to offer is the stabilization. Now, like anything, if you push it too far, you're gonna get some weird artifacts, some jittery stuff. So again, keep it reasonable. But if you are planning to crop in and then maybe upscale, well, you might want to stabilize that footage because at those longer focal lengths, of course, any movement is going to be exaggerated when you're cropping. So it does a pretty darn good job at stabilizing your footage, and this would probably be pretty tough in some of the more basic editors. So being kind of a nice, really great baseline or a great starting point where you can drop your footage in, stabilize it, denoise it, and of course even upscale it. Well, this thing pretty much does it all. So those are my 3 favorite things about this program. They are constantly improving this program, and that is another thing that I absolutely love about this company and this software. They're always kind of pushing the boundaries and introducing not just little tiny updates, but often significant updates that really make a big difference. I thought next we just jump in and I'd show you kind of just how easy it is to operate this. So if you aren't super comfortable with some of those crazy complex editors, you can just see how easy it is to throw some little footage in here and get some pretty much instant results.
So here we are in our program. Like I said, it's very, very intuitive, very easy. It's a drag and drop program. You just take a file, throw it in here, and it's gonna open. They've done some great upgrades from the last iteration of this program. You can now make tabs and really quickly see the differences between what you're doing, and multiple files at the same time as well. If you want to do a side-by-side comparison or basically flip through different adjustments that you want to make, well, it's literally that simple. So here we can just click on enhancements and you can go through and pick some AI models depending on what you're looking for. This one is Proteus and this is just general enhancement for most videos. And then you can go and kind of pick and choose what you want to do. You can recover detail. If you want to upscale it, you can choose your output resolution. And then if you wanted to even, go crazy and go SDR to HDR. And this is going to take a while if you really want to upscale to some bigger files. If you accidentally recorded in 1080 when you wanted 4K, you have that ability, but it is going to take some time. And that leads us into one of the kind of downsides of this program. And it is quite intensive on your computer. So you're gonna want a decent computer. And again, with video anyways, that's probably not very surprising. But yeah, you're gonna want a decent graphics card and it's gonna take some time to render these things out. You can basically choose your output resolution, your video type, depending on your footage, and then you can cycle through and see the different algorithms depending on what kind of footage you're using. Now there's some pretty cool ones. I've used most of them. I talked about the next one earlier, dedicated denoising with the fireworks. You can do 4 times upscaling, which is just nuts if you want some crazy huge files, or if you want to just crop in on your video without detail loss, this does do it pretty well. Next is the Artemis denoise and sharpen. And then we've got even Gaia, which is high quality animation upscaling. So that's kind of cool, and I did try it with a regular video and it didn't really work, so I'm assuming this is really only for animation pretty much. And next you can add high fidelity and detail enhancement if you're really trying to bring out the details in your subject. So yeah, depending on what your needs are, there are some pretty good algorithms there, and really depending on what you choose is going to be how long it takes. You can pick your frame rate here, your original, you can change your frame rate and actually do frame interpolation. So if you want to actually have it add frames or duplicate frames, you can do that as well. You can pick your slow motion like I mentioned. Just know the more that you do, the file is going to get exponentially bigger, where the 16 times is just huge. I think the same file that was about 500 megs for 2 times was about 8 gigs for 16 times. So other than that, you can do things like motion deblur, and then there's the stabilization and whatnot. There is a fix here for the rolling shutter and the jittery motion, but again, for your best results, you're gonna wanna have decent footage from the get-go. Otherwise, it's gonna struggle to give you what you're looking for. Finally, here's a clip of a drone shot that I took, and drones aren't really known for their image quality, but I just did a general enhancement. I wanted to clean up some noise and just add a bit of smoothness to it, and I think it did a really good job. And I will say that this program does a really good job at letting you render things through, and even watching side-by-sides like this, the before and the after. I hope you can see the difference here in the program. It might be a little bit tough to see just because this isn't the final rendered product, but it's just a lot smoother. The shadows are much better controlled here. The noise is much nicer. And again, this is straight from a drone. So really like that aspect, and just the ease of use of this program is just fantastic. Again, drag and drop, pick your desired settings here, and you can export or render and see the differences in real time before you actually export, which is pretty cool. So there you have it, guys. It's that simple, really easy to use, very small learning curve, and there's probably a bunch of stuff I didn't cover. And if you want to see more of that, let me know down in the comments. And of course, if you did want to pick this up, guys, I will drop an affiliate link in the description for you.
So there you have it, guys. There's my review of the Topaz Labs Video AI 6. I think it's a fantastic program, and remember, I did buy it myself to help bring you that unbiased and honest review. If you do appreciate that, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It's the best way to support this channel and is much appreciated. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching, and like always, make mistakes, be yourself, and get out there and take some more pictures. See you next time.